am the maniacal Dr. Watts, and welcome back to Cultist Simulator. Now, in excitement for the new Exile DLC, I thought we could play a little bit of the Ghoul. So, let's go ahead and get started. I am very excited for Exile. It looks like it's going to be a big DLC, and they've talked about changing some stuff. Also, I don't know too much about this one. Medium? Tonight, the theater is crammed and breathless. Oh, dang it. Okay, I missed that. Medium. I know a little bit about Ghoul. I know enough about Ghoul to know why it's called Ghoul. Click to name. We're supposed to be a medium? Matilda. There you go. That's what I imagine to be a medium's name. Oh, this is counting down. Information. Something profitable, something joyful. Okay, hold up. I need to read all these things. A well-attended performance by a stage medium. I stand alone in light on the stage. I take the first question from the audience. The first of many tonight who will refuse to acknowledge that the dead are dead. I have prepared well. I have a choice of responses. Gotcha. So this is how I prefer it. Something shameful. Let's go for something joyful. Something more. I'm a fraud, aren't I? Ooh. Okay. So yeah, I'm very excited for the Exile DLC. It's looked like they've gone for a different approach on it, from what I've heard or from what they've talked about, and I'm very excited to play that whenever it finally comes out. The night before, they're on stage. I remembered the pale dream. So it seems as though our medium is seeing something from beyond. Imitate the dead. Something joyful. They're sobbing when they return to their seat. If they return... Let me double check. Ooh. Okay. Okay, interesting. I've seen photographs of a golden afternoon, long enough ago to be sweet, not so long as to fade. They're sobbing when they return to their seats. If they return another night, I won't answer their questions. This should be the story they tell of me. There's something in the air tonight. The scent of snow? It seems unlikely. So this is how we get our funds. We've produced a bit of mystique, and we now have our health. Okay. Something profitable. I've sniffed out a forgotten investment that will benefit us both, but I must be careful not to surrender too much information. The living are greedier than the dead. That's interesting. I'm also excited to see, to actually see the Ghoul. I haven't actually played the Ghoul. Okay. Temptation remembrance. The cool wind that blew when the sun was red and low. The voice the waves once used. The shapes that lopped beside us in the snow. All crushed behind the flat glass of time. I must revisit what was lost. There on stage, I remembered the pale dream that had come again. The cool wind that blew when the sun was red and low. The voice the waves once used. The shapes that lopped beside us in the snow. The longing for it nests now like a knurl of flint beneath the heart. More health. Okay. So it seems like I think this is going to produce something bad, unfortunately. Excited to see that. Can I? No. Aspect memory. Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. I'm also excited because I figured out how to use OBS. So now I'm recording with actual recording software instead of, I think before I was using the game bar, the like installed Windows thing to record games. It's not, it works, but for higher quality videos, because already just having the ability to have more options while I'm recording is better. It'll also help, so if you're watching the other series, I don't know when I'm going to release this video in particular, but if you're watching the other series, you'll notice that a few episodes are missing. That's because unfortunately the audio failed to record. Let me read this really quickly. I hear my voice from far away. I'm speaking of ivory and old snow. I'm imitating the songs of birds. The audience have begun uncertainly to laugh, but a few of them are also crying. I'm speaking among half-familiar names. Montmorency, Nania, J.N. Sinombre. Okay, that should be a name that you recognize. It goes on and on. Yeah, so if you're watching the other series, some audio failed to record, and it was simply because I have a not great mic and it wasn't plugged in, essentially. And I didn't notice that because I didn't have a way while I was recording to check audio. Montmorency? I'll go with Montmorency. This was the place I had seen the name. A gallery with a gray facade shut up like the face of a window. What did I say before? Not Montmorency, but Montmorency. I had heard that name back when I still considered myself a painter. Okay, this is where I think this one gets interesting. The Montmorency MacDonald Gallery. Alistair Montmorency, third and last of the Montmorency cartographers and an enigmatic benefactor, Timothy MacDonald, collected this small but striking miscellany? After their loss on their final polar expedition, wow, this is a long card. The collection was made available to the public in a blank-faced gray building beside a quiet park, on condition that no piece of art therein has ever been photographed nor exposed to daylight. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if, because streaming allows you to change your temptation. The performance is not proceeding as I had planned. My contract, okay, so interesting. When I open my mouth to speak, I now taste snow and copper. Then we begin to speak about things we're not supposed to. My contract is terminated before I've left the building. The theater manager doesn't even deign to insult me in person. I stand in the chilly street contemplating the rags of my reputation. White pale doves contemplate me from the theater eaves. Their chuckling and cooing is almost words. Montmorency, Nanie, J.N. Sinombre. So, we have our temptation. We have produced notoriety. A reputation as a medium. Sometimes they speak in voices that even I do not expect. And a little bit of extra funds, so we still got paid. Nice of them enough to do that at least. And we still have our last memory. My reputation as a performer is ruined. My reputation as an oracle is only begun. But the authorities have their eye on me. I have found someone who will purchase my silence. Ooh. Okay. So we can explore. We could use our health to explore, or a reason to dream. We can explore the gallery. I pay the token admission and climb the dark stairwell. This must mean something. Perhaps it means that I have lost my mind. Okay, so we're gonna continue working as a median and explore this gallery. Yeah. Excited for Exile, and I'm also excited for, in a couple of days, this is going to be off topic for this channel, but in a couple of days, Journey's End for Terraria gets released, and that seems extremely exciting. I'll probably be playing some of that in my spare time, which luckily I have, because school just ended. A shabby transaction, but a profitable one. Oh, that's quite profitable. That's surprisingly profitable. But I think now we have not figured out how to actually make money. We can work. And I think I'm actually going to do that just to make sure we don't lose our heads. And we'll go ahead and dream with our health as well. Disputed saints, anatomical drawings, ossuaries in pastel, sketches of eyes dabbed in rocks, old oils of a street of marble temples in many weathers titled The Seasons of Abitus, or Abitus. I can read, I swear. But one painting I find myself drawn to even before I see how she is named. Ooh. I like how they did that. We get an occult scrap, which we could use to explore, but I'll hang on to it at the moment. Miss Nania. In the painting, Miss Nania's skin is dark, but her close cropped hair is the ivory and her eyes are the color of snow. Each day I returned, waiting to learn the reason I was drawn here. I never hear the painting speak. It's only a painting, but afterwards I seem to remember things that she has said. So I may have gone crazy because a painting is speaking to us. So yeah, hopefully I get to enjoy my time. And I'm also very much looking forward to Exile. All the DLCs are very good. The Dancer I've played. I actually beat Dancer. And the other one, Priest, I played a little bit. This is my first time playing Ghoul, so I'm very excited to actually see what Ghoul has in store. I know a little bit about it. I watched somebody else play it, so I know a little bit about Ghoul, but I haven't actually played it myself. So we've used our unskilled labor, and we still have yet to, we've yet to sort of figure out how to produce memories. I know of one place we can get them from. This was just, before I read that. Yeah, so this is what I noticed. We can actually use Fleeting Remembrance in it. I'm assuming, if I understand how this works. Let me see. I want to see if this works. A clan... Oh, wait. Can we just use... Oh, we can just use the performance by itself. Interesting. But we can also use this. It still stays the clandestine consultation. Inspiration and desperation. I can cobble together enough half-truths to satisfy my client. So we aren't actually pulling anything from beyond. We're just speaking on half-truths. I remember how Miss Nania and I have spoken of that low red sun that understands and that pale joy of flight. I have come to believe that I bring her the treasures of my memory. She will leave a treasure in their place. I love this art. A painting of a dark-skinned woman with snow-colored eyes and a close-cropped ivory-colored hair. She stands before a small marble tomb overgrown with star jasmine. The painting is signed Jonas B. Munch, 1811. And we now have our passion. It's also interesting to note whenever you, like, where all you get your various, aspects from. Oh, this is time passes. I'm not super keeping track of everything that's in front of me. We don't have a way to study yet. Ooh. Miss Nania waits with the patience that is the patience of images. So if we give her a memory, share my I swear I can talk. Share my recollections with Miss Nania. Miss Nania's eyes are thoughtful. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right. Yeah, I don't have a way to study yet. And I can't even think of a way to study yet. There are colors in the world, there are colors in the mantis, and there are colors lost. Their absence is the knife I cannot release. The remembrance of temptation has its teeth in you, and no other temptation will touch you. Interesting. We can't get into the mantis yet. What's also interesting is the fact that we have yet to figure out... Yeah, we can't study yet, so we can't actually improve. Inspiration and desperation. So I've been paid. Let's see. I'm also recording this a little bit late, so that's partially the reason why I'll continue to just work. Why I'm having such a hard time talking, probably. I want to see more of this, there we go. So we're now being followed by the weary detective. This card's always great. This gentleman would rather be left alone with his pipe and his illustrated London news, but no. Apparently, some conjurer of abominations has to be hunted down like a mad dog. And apparently, no one else can find the time. Always love the weary detective. Let's see. Miss Nania acknowledges that all will pass, even memory, but that memory can be passed like a torch or a treasure. She has given us restlessness, which is also interesting because it's also considered a memory. Okay, so a lot of things that burn away naturally are considered memories. So does that mean that I can again seek consultation from Miss Nania? Miss Nania's eyes are kind. Interesting. Sort of consulting her now. We could start... I'll go find some followers. I don't know at what point you actually get a cult. One thing I noticed with Priest is that you get a cult very late in that DLC. And it requires you to act smartly. The top shelf of the study. Miss Nania has reminded me of a book I have not opened in years. I still have it somewhere. No one stops by my rooms today. It's for the best. I had nothing to tell them. Interesting. So if you don't burn anything at all, it seems like it's harder. Either it's harder to get money, or it might not be possible to actually get it. Let's see. Hagen and Gristwood, Funerary Customs of the Rinding Mountains. I purchased this book so long ago when I needed inspirations for my show. I had found nothing of use, but I remember now the formula that they recorded. The formula sounds disagreeable, but the mention of powdered ivory speaks to me. Oh boy, this is where things get fun. Formula Elixir Zeboim? Zemboim? Let's pronounce that Zemboim. I have here a secret, a recipe of honey, asphodel, powdered ivory, and muddled fungus that grows only where the dead are buried. Oh boy, I love, and we get a red secret. Ooh, ooh. That seems odd. Some words are spelled correctly only when the right ink is used. Okay. Well, we don't yet have a taste. There is no turning back. And, okay, and that's just material. So in the meantime, we will study our vitality. Try to improve that. I think we turn... Interesting. So we turned a fleeting remembrance into... Not dread, but the restlessness. And we've now turned it back into a fleeting remembrance. I think, if I kept track of that correctly. We're not doing anything at the moment. I guess we'll use this. We'll have to try and get another restlessness. This will give us another fleeting remembrance. That's interesting. I think if I remember this one right, it's most of the difficulty is trying to manage those things. Yep. Whoops. I really must not be paying attention. So you got the... Yeah, I accidentally spent my, what is it called? Scraps of knowledge? Yeah. Okay, I'll talk publicly of esoteric matters. That's what I meant to do. That's highly unfortunate that I did that. Let's see. Okay, so seems like that's the only way to really make money, so we don't have a consistent way to make money at all. And I bet, okay. And I bet that burning that up then means that we don't have a way to talk to Miss Nania. So that makes that even more unfortunate. I do know a little bit, and I think this is where we get the taste from, but it might not be consistent. So we'll see if we can... Nope. Let's see what this actually said. Oh. As yet, I only have the needs and distress of any other mortal, but what stirs in me? It took our temptation, though. Maybe it's just not consistent? We can't dream on it. I wonder if we can talk to... Interesting, she's a patron. A painting that's a patron. It has produced restlessness successfully. Talking to her didn't produce... interesting. That's not what I thought that would do. Okay, let's try... We can use restlessness in here. So let's try that. I don't think that's gonna work, though. I don't know how to actually produce the thing we need at the moment. Which is a good place to be. I probably should have said at the beginning that if you're watching this and you've never played this game before, this game is best played blind. The less you know, the more fun it'll be for you. If you're extremely lost, I'd suggest watching somebody up to like the first 10 minutes. But trying to figure out how all the pieces fit together is essentially the main game mechanic. So we got back the restlessness. So that's a consistent way to use it. Did it tick down? That'd have already been super low. But yeah, just a warning. if you're watching this now, and you also haven't watched the first series, maybe go watch that. Very excited to actually see. I want to know what else. I don't know what all extra text is included in this one. Let's study our reason. We're also not going to be able to get too many of these, and there's no real purpose to actually doing that. And we've managed to produce more restlessness. Okay, so that doesn't seem... Let's keep using this just for the sake of it. And yeah. Very, very, very excited for Exile. Okay, so we now have an acquaintance. Ooh, Yizbet. Or Yizabet. Sort of like Isabel, I'm guessing. Yizabet has always been most comfortable by moonlight. She has excellent night vision. She's often overlooked in daylight. Okay. So we're kind of just spinning our wheels at the moment. Mostly because I don't actually know how to progress. So you won't look at our temptation, but you will take restlessness. Let's feed you some restlessness. And apparently she consults us while she does that, which is interesting. A painting that speaks yet says no words. This seems about right, using our restlessness to work. And nope. Can't dream on it. I wonder if we have to improve it first. Interesting. Interesting. So this is considered lore, which is why you can study it. Again, we've managed to produce a fleeting remembrance. I think you can study those, but that's not, or travel. That's not too helpful. Let's continue to study this. So there's not real much reason to find more people. I think. Oh. You can found a mystical organization. I forgot that that's how you normally do it. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just continue to use our restlessness. I don't really want it to be Red Grail, though. So I'll wait. Is the first thing the doctrine? Yeah. That's unfortunate. I don't actually want to do that at the moment. I don't know what I want this cult to be based off of. Ooh, we got an additional erudition. That's unfortunate. I should have actually been paying attention. I didn't need to study reason again. We've also managed to produce a bit of notoriety. Unfortunately, this produces a glimmering, right? More restlessness. Okay, we're extremely restless at the moment. Yeah, this will just keep on ticking over and over. I'm just gonna shove this off into the corner while we try and find a different doctrine. And this has been a pretty good okay start. Okay start to a Ghoul run. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But we can smash our two reasons together to become even smarter. And with that, I think that's actually where I'm going to leave this episode off. If you enjoyed this video, and I'm only going to say this at the end of the first one, subscribe if you want to see more. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. And I hope you live a nice life.